The PEP Radio Newsroom. This is the evening news blast for March 27th, 2025. World Athletics, the track and field governing body, will soon require genetic testing of its women athletes in an attempt to bar trans people from competing, the organization's president, Sebastian Coe, announced on Tuesday. While it does not seem the details have been figured out, female athletes will likely be required to undergo a one-time cotton swab or dried blood spot test before being allowed to compete in events. The process is very straightforward, frankly, very clear, and it's an important one. We will look for a testing provider. We will work on the timelines, and the tests will only need to be done once in the career life of an athlete, Coe said at a press conference. These tests will screen athletes for genes containing the Y chromosome. Similar tests have been done in the past for Olympic sports. From 1958 to 1992, the Olympics used the bar body test, which uses a cheek swab for chromosome analysis. This test was heavily criticized by geneticists who argued that it didn't take into account physical and psychological sex attributes. Determining sex by chromosomes has always been highly contested, as other genes and factors can influence a person's sexual development, especially for intersex people. The International Olympic Committee voted to discontinue gender verification tests in 1999. Coe, however, is adamant that these tests have merit, but World Athletics is still looking for a provider who would be willing to carry them out. The organization is hoping to have testing in place by September, in time for its outdoor world championships. Preserving the integrity of competition in the female category is a fundamental principle of the sport of athletics, Coe said. The GOP has been pushing the idea that trans women have a biological advantage over cis ones and therefore should be prevented from participating in women's sports. A recent study, however, found that trans women actually underperform when compared to cis athletes. The study confirms that transitioning presents various physical changes, such as a lower center of mass and fat distribution, decreased muscle mass and bone density, and lower blood oxygen levels. Additionally, few out transgender athletes have actually competed in the Olympics. Of those who have, only one is known to have a gold medal. Now, President Trump signed an executive order keeping men out of women's sports, which attempts to ban trans women from competing in women's sports, arguing their inclusion violates Title IX. After he signed the order, Secretary of State Marco Rubio told U.S. immigration officials to deny visas to transgender athletes attempting to enter the United States and permanently ban them for misrepresenting their birth sex. Way to go, little Marco. Did anybody stop your immigration into this country from where was it exactly? Cuba? For being a little person? No, we should have. Anyway, that's the evening news blast. Despite how wrong, narrow-minded, bigoted, homophobic, and transphobic Donald Trump, the pumpkin Führer, really is, his influence has grown far beyond the used car dealership set up on the White House lawn. Given the influence he's had on the Olympics and a bunch of other outdoor sports, I would treat him the same way I do Anheuser-Busch. Boycott him. Just boycott him. Walk away from him. Do not give these idiots another minute worth of your attention. Instead, download the Live 365 app so you can listen to PEP Radio wherever you go. Then, when you're done with that, listen to the latest forecast from the National Weather Service. It's coming up right now here on PEP Radio.